Hello YouTube again, this is BunnyFunny Productions, and I have a bit of a surprise. Not only am I a fan dubber, but I'm also an anime reviewer. That's right, I'm really bored this summer, so in order to fill in times, I felt like I'd review some of my favorite shows. And since I find it appropriate, since I dubbed both the opening and ending of Ouran High School Host Club, I figured, why not let my first review be of that very show? So without further ado, here we go. So the story actually begins with Haruhi Fujioka, who is a scholarship student at the prestigious Ouran Academy, where basically all these super rich people attend. They're super rich people, their kids basically attend, and it's a fictional high school located in Tokyo, Japan. The story begins when Haruhi is trying to find a quiet place to study because she doesn't really like the environment she is. I don't blame her. And while trying to find a room, she stumbles into the third music room, which is basically the place where the Ouran Academy High School Host Club is. And basically what the host club is a group of 6 beautiful young men who are very bored with their wealth and everything, so they decide that we're going to entertain female clients for money and for enjoyment. So during their first meeting, Haruhi is, shocked by basically what the hell she's looking at, and she's backing up, and then boom, she accidentally knocks over and breaks an antique vase valued around 8 million yen. That's a lot of money. In US terms, that's about like $80,000, so yeah, that's pretty hefty. And is told that she has to repay the cost and service of the club. Now, obviously, being a scholarship student and, not as wealthy as the students there, she can't pay that. So, Haruhi's short hair, slashing attire, and gender-ambiguous look cause her to be mistaken by the hosts for male students, so they agree that in order for her to repay her debt, she is going to have to join the host club and pay it off by entertaining their female clientele. So, Haruhi is a girl, but they all think that she's a guy because, again, she looks kind of like a boy, and she's kind of a tomboy, so she's not, really girly. So she agrees. She's like, all right, well, I don't want to go in debt here, so of course I'll, try to pay it off. So she dresses as a guy. She dresses in the boy uniform, which is a blue suit jacket and blue slacks, and starts to join the host club and their crazy adventures. And that's basically the story in a very small nutshell. Okay, so let's move on to characters here. The host club is made up of 7 members, 6 guys, 1 girl. The only girl is Haruhi Fujioka, and she's quote-unquote, like, each guy has a type, like, what's the chick's perfect type of guy you're able to choose. It's very weird, but basically Haruhi is the normal type, or the natural type. She doesn't put on an act when she's with the clientele. She's just who she is, she's just being honest. And she's the main heroine, if you haven't guessed, of the show. And basically, Ouran High School Host Club is the show is a romance/comedy show and manga, so of course all the guys are gonna fall in love with Haruhi and try to chase her or whatever. So yeah, that's basically Haruhi Fujioka's character. She's very strong. She's tomboyish, and and she's like the only normal one out of the group. Like, everyone else is ridiculously, especially Tamaki. Tamaki is like ridiculously overreacts over everything, and she's always the one kind of like, oh my god, why am I hanging out with these idiots? But she has no choice, at least in the beginning, because she's trying to pay back the debt of 8 million yen. The second character is the president of the host club and the princely or royal type. His name is Tamaki Suo. He is like supposed to be, the princely type. He calls all his clientele princess and everything, and and is always he's very honest about his feelings, and always tries to does the right thing, kind of like, you know, like Prince Charming in any, you know, he always tries to rescue the damsel in distress. And later on in the series, well, not really later on, really the first episode, they, you know, all find out that Haruhi is not a boy but a girl, and Tamaki, you know, automatically establishes a relationship with her. In his mind, Haruhi becomes, in a very hilarious way, his daughter, and he becomes a father. He's very overprotective of her, but, you know, this is obviously just a way to cover up his automatic feelings that he likes her a lot. And, you know, and he's very funny. He overreacts over everything. He's very melodramatic. He's always talking about commoner stuff, you know, like ramen and instant coffee and things like that. And, you know, and everyone in the school is like, oh, you know, Tamaki. So, you know, he's, I guess he's a supporting character to Haruhi, and one of the main love interests. The third character, his name is Koya Atoi. He is the vice president of the host club and the cool and calculating type. He's the one behind the scenes as handling the money, the, you know, accounts, female clientele, how the club is run, and you know, he's a very mysterious kind of guy at first. I'm not going to reveal any of the other episodes. You'll find out a lot about him later on, but you know, he's definitely the foil to Tamaki's character. You know, while Tamaki, you know, one person will say, oh, your shoe is untied, he'll go cry in a corner over, you know, woe is me in the world. Koya is the one who's standing next to him going, God, you are seriously an idiot. So, and, you know, and he's cool, and, again, I already said calculating, I'm kind of reiterating, but, yeah, you know, he's the type that's like, alright, yeah, he's always one step ahead in the host club. He's always trying to find out, you know, a way to manipulate people, and he puts on kind of this nice guy demeanor, but inside he can be really cold and manipulating at times, but he's a nice guy. Okay, and then we move on to the next two characters, Hikaru and Kau Hidachin. I think that's how you pronounce their last name. They're identical twins who are called the devilish type in the club, and for a reason. They love playing games and tricks on many of the clientele, one of them being the Guess Who's Hikaru or Guess Who's the Karu game. And, you know, they're very funny. They offer a lot of comedic moments in the show, especially since they always pick on Tamaki by hitting on Haruhi in front of him because they know that he likes Haruhi and causing him to, you know, yell out, daddy's coming to save you and things like that. So, you know, they're very funny, but Hikaru actually ends up, well, you know what, nah, I'm not going to say that, that's spoiling. But yeah, you'll find out a lot about them later. They act all goofy and clowny, but they have quite a serious past to them. Then there's the last two host club members, Mitsuni Hanizuka. Sorry, I know I killed that name. And Takashi Morinozuka. Wow. Okay, yeah, I just butchered their names. Basically, Honey and Takashi, later known as Mori in the show. Honey is the Loletta Shota type for a big reason. Obviously, from the start, we all know he's the one holding the bunny and the cute side of the club. He is obsessed with cakes and sweets and rainbows and ponies. He is absolutely a irresistible ball of cuteness, and he bounces around, but you know, behind that cute demeanor, he also has a very serious past, and is able to read people really well. Like, you know, there are many instances in the show where one of the host club members will be down on their luck, but obviously putting on a mask like they're okay. And Honey will be like the first one to be like, what's wrong? So, you know, people kind of underestimate him because he looks, well, first of all, he's 18 and he looks like 6 years old, so that's ridiculous. But, yeah, you know, and he plays on his cuteness and stuff. But, you know, he's also a very nice little child or kid. Really, he's my age, but whatever.